Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Many Ninjas. Although as you can probably guess from the surroundings on this particular video here, I am not recording as Many Ninjas but as Mr.A, the pixel artist. And for this next little animation subset, what I'm going to be talking about is a kind of a project that I picked up as a commission project not too long ago. Kung Fu Man's ever-missing nemesis, the Suave Dude. What you can see here is the original, and now that I think about, only existing sprite done by Elecbyte for Kung Fu Man's ever-missing foe, which, as you can kind of guess, much like the original Kung Fu Man himself, is a bit on the lanky side. There's kind of a straw man we're working on here. The shading on the arms are a little axis here, but let's be honest here, the Elecbyte has been mostly related to their code there. They never really had a working pixel artist or anything on staff, as you can probably guess from the original Kung Fu Man set, if you've ever seen the first few drafts before they revised it. And I mean, now to think about it, the one thing that is kind of interesting on this original sprite is it doesn't exactly show here, but there was actually a limited amount of color separation that is present on this particular fellow on his shirt, of all things. Taking a look at this and kind of working my way around it, I kind of gave him a little more width to the whole thing. I cleaned up some of the details on the pants in order just to simplify it so I wouldn't go crazy trying to animate it. And that's how we got to my take on Suave Dude. As you can kind of see, I left the face alone because that was actually really well done, so why mess with something that works, right? Now, as I was saying earlier, this was sort of a commission project that went out of control. I was originally contacted by someone on the side asking if I could actually do some sprite works making the required get hits for this fellow based off the old sprite in order to make what would be a punching bag of the fellow. By punching bag I mean that for the most part it'll be maybe an introduction or intro animation, a basic stance, and all the get hits and maybe some basic movements, so that in effect it'll be a character that would be able to stand around and take a beating, but not much else. It's just there to take all the blows, and it was just pretty much for the gentleman's personal amusement. From there, as you can kind of see what's been going on inside here, I kind of went a little out of hand for a little fun. I decided, okay, just a short little kick animation there, which ended up turning into kind of a full-fledged intro, or what will work in as an intro, going into what at least I'm currently using as my main stance here. Before I finally got around to the actual nitty-gritty, in this case, the standing get hit animation, a little kind of a billowy wind here for fun. Now the low get hits still standing, which would transition into the currently in progress falling animation, which, as you can see, the last few frames are where I'm using my usual process of I kind of take a part or a body part and start rotating things casually until I hit something animation-wise that I'm relatively pleased with, and once I do that, I start kind of really cleaning up all the line work, kind of blocking out all the areas, and then start adding in back the detail. As I've started a bit on the body here, and it's much more clear on this particular leg, instead of slowly trying to fix the jeans up here. Fortunately, with the way I've kind of laid it out here, the last of the falling get hit frames can also transition into the get hits that are involved when pretty much the character hits the ground, and if you happen to hit them off the ground while they're still on the ground, or if they end up bouncing upward at some point. So, in terms of the general get hits here, he's actually pretty well along at this point. I've tested all these things in engine and they look pretty decent, aside from the fact that some of the frames are not finished. And in terms of the punching bag, I'm probably going to be done at the course of this weekend. As for what's going to be going on for this particular video set, though, the first official video where I go into full animation here, I'm going to be topping off the rest of these get hits, along with finishing a handful that are still not physically present here, mostly the up type, aka what happens if you hit him straight up and he falls straight down. After that, I'm going to be moving on to some of his general basic attacks, so going ahead of the punching bag static, so you'll actually be able to hit you back. And then around the tail end of this particular animation series, I'm going to be going into a few special attacks as well as some super move attacks, which will include some ideas that I have not mentioned aloud to anyone at this point. So this will be a complete surprise to everyone where I end up going with this. Alright, I believe that's a pretty good place to end this kind of intro video here. So when you catch me next time on this particular video set, we'll be topping off the rest of the bass, or the rest of the get hits, I should say, really. Alright, catch you all next time.